Oh yeah, so, as promised, this is the new place. I know you've seen the outside of it before, but let's go in. So currently, we have no elec and no water, and it's in an incomplete state. It's not a complete state, it's in an incomplete state. So, I'm not sure how well this is going to work in the lighting. But you can see we've got an open space, we've got a cool spiral staircase, we've got an unfinished bathroom over there, and then we've got another room here. So that could have been the kitchen, but we've got plumbing points over here. So I think probably that's going to be the little kitchenette. And then we've got this loft space up there, although the roof ties do slightly get in the way. So we'll figure that out. I need to get a structural engineer around here. So this is number 9, or what will be. Sorry, I feel like I made the sound effect before I actually sneezed. I don't know what I was doing there. Autopilot moment. So this is the bothy, and then that's number 9. Over here is number 11. This is the midden, and you're about to see why. Now this actually looked, it looked quite a lot worse this morning. So me and Evan have been down here. We spent like a couple of hours just pulling everything out. Rubbish, weeds, old masonry and things. What's really cool is this wall here. So you can see it's kind of fallen down from where it was. Yeah, you can see that, can't you? But all of the stones are here. They're on the ground, all of the parts that we need. There's also enormous amounts of rock and all sorts of things, trees trying to grow. So I think what we need to do here is clear as much as we can. And then I think we just need to preserve the granite to rebuild the wall, but then just use what's on site to flatten it, smash up all the rock for hardcore, and then gravel on top of it. I mean, that sounds simplistic, but simplistic is kind of where we're going to go with this. But then, what's cool, we can go around the side here. So this is round the back. Again, bit of a wasteland. Also, yeah, something does need doing with that bit of roof. So this was an aborted extension, apparently. So what was going to happen is the sleeping section above was going to be kind of opened up and become one thing there. And honestly, I don't hate it as an idea. I think I might have to see what the roofer says, because, right, let me tell you something. If I was to get some sort of roof on here and clear this bit, make some sort of doorway, this would be amazing space for a forge. So that is currently what I'm thinking. And we could have benches around here. This could be like a cool hangout space. And then that would leave the actual midden open, well, for whatever we want to do with it, really. This is a little lean-to that actually is a friend of mine that made this. He was a handyman for the previous owner who did a bunk. What's really funny is, so this guy, the reason I got this cheap is the guy just stopped paying bills, did a bunk, and he left a lot of people unpaid, a lot of things like that, but that meant that it got repossessed, and I got it for a song from the bank. But also, I've got a friend who kind of knows the history. I've got a few odds and ends. I've got some doors and a door frame there that are going to be fitted in place of that one that's being held on by hopes and dreams and little more at the moment. And then, yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes. I'm struggling with being a little bit overwhelmed. I'm not going to lie to you, because this is this is big. I came down here yesterday and I was just like, oh, what have I done? But then I did exactly the same thing with my house when I moved in. And this needs less doing than my house did. And my house is now lovely. So we will get there. I think the clearing is the big thing. Once it's clear, then at that point you're building. At that point you're making things nice. You're putting things in. But until that point, you're just kind of dealing with a wasteland, which isn't ideal. But tell you what is nice. So I'm literally just stood in the middle here. Look, there's the sea. Lovely sea view. I could get used to that. I really could. Yeah. So a day of mixed feelings. I am kind of carking it. It was always going to be this way. I was always going to have days where I'm just like, yeah, this is great. This is what I do now. This is my job. And I'm always going to have days where I'm like, yeah, but where's the money coming from? It's the nature of the beast. But I do think I'm doing the right thing. I do think there's so much work needs doing here that if I wasn't doing it, I'd have to be paying somebody else to do it. So I might as well do it myself. And I know my wife said something really nice to me last night. She said, anything you put your mind to, you make a go of it, you make it work. And I really appreciated that. And in my heart, I kind of went, are you sure? That doesn't sound right. But she's an absolute saint, my wife. I love her very, very much. And of course, this isn't just a me thing. This is my whole family thing. This is an everybody thing. And one person is not an island, which I really, really need to remember. So, next job's get the roof figured out, get the water turned back on, get the power turned back on, get the electric wiring finished, get the bathroom finished, get the kitchen unit in. At that point, I will have lights, power, plumbing, and services. Get this place clear, get it secure, get that door done, although hopefully we're doing that tomorrow. My friend Rick's going to be giving me a hand with that, or more accurately, I'm going to be giving him a hand with that, or probably making him a cup of tea while he does it. But I think a wise person knows the skills they have and the skills they don't, and isn't afraid to ask for assistance or tutoring, on the skills they don't have, because I want to learn. And I really, really think this is going to be amazing for Evan as well, because Evan has this. I mean, this is an opportunity. Like, he's my apprentice. I'm going to teach him everything I know, and we're going to learn new things together. So, yeah, hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun. I'll tell you something else. So this big bit of wall here, it was put up. I'll tell you exactly why it was put up, because there was planning permission to turn this site, number 11, into a house. I'm getting a phone call. To be continued.